I think the greatest existential crisis of our time is accepting the reality that is before us with all its bleakness, and yet finding the capacity to resist. And liberalism itself, in the face of a crisis of this magnitude, as Reinhold Niebuhr has written, is an ineffectual force. It's too intellectual, it's too passionless, it's too lacking in that quality that Niebuhr calls sublime madness, that capacity to rise up in the face of overwhelming repression and respond as a moral imperative. The ability of rebels to react to massive systems of oppression is driven, and Baldwin writes about this, by a vision that takes possession of them. Hannah Arendt writes about this where in the face of, and she actually says when she leaves the University of Heidelberg that she had to unlearn everything that she had been taught. Of course, she had studied with Heidegger in the university to become a moral human being. And she said that those who are most effective in terms of resisting are not those who ask or say this should not be done, or we oughtn't to do this, but who say, I can't. That it is that inability on the part of the rebel to accept, because of who they are, complicity with systems of injustice. And that is what Niebuhr calls sublime madness. James Cone, in his great book, The Cross and the Lynching Tree, which I urge you all to read, also plays with this as a fundamental quality in those who, and he talks, of course, about the African-American experience, who endure the horrific forms of racism, economic, and legal oppression that are not unfamiliar in marginal communities, and yet have that spiritual resource to resist in the face of overwhelming odds.